So we've been getting a lot of questions over from YouTube, Facebook, just in general. So we thought we'd do a little Q&A session and answer some of those questions. The one that keeps coming up is, why do I not use reins more than I do? And that's a big question. There's a lot involved with that, but for me, if you don't have your horse's body, then you don't have your horse's mind, and if you don't have your horse's mind, you've got nothing. So you can go and grab their face and do whatever, but eventually you're going to get some resistance, reluctance from that, and a lot of times that leads to high-headed horses. That leads then to a hollowed out back, an atrophied back end, and all their weight comes up to the front as they protect themselves and kind of resist that. They lean into it. And that's kind of, for me, kind of a biggie, is not trying to go down that path of fighting and creating them discomfort. I'd rather have a connection with their mind, and we're on the same page. And when I ask, it's simple to do. When you pull on them, you create all kinds of issues that are hard to overcome. I get a lot of horses that have been overhandled in the face, and it takes a little while to get rid of that anxiety and that resentment that they have. Quite a few that come here that have been overhandled really are in bad physical shape as a result of that. Kind of a, inverted high head, high tail position, because as they climb the ladder from that resistance in their face, they tend to stay up there. And I like a rounded horse with self-carriage, head carried relaxed and fairly low, hind end underneath them. And the hind end is the key to all of this. And as soon as you go to your hands, you begin to lose the main part of your drive, which is the back end. And if they're using their hind for impulsion and balance, you're set. Most things come very easily. And I don't want to have this relationship where it's kind of a slave-master thing where I say, stop, and they stop. I want to do it from my seat and have a willing horse versus one that is increasingly resistant to my cues. And that's really the key, is that too much hand, too much rein builds more resistance than using your body and legs. I mean, if you go watch any event, I don't care the discipline, and there are disciplines that has a lot of mouth contact, a lot of those riders are using their body position, their seat, their legs, to control the horse's body, not just hands, even if they're in a discipline with a lot of hands involved. So it's reins are a secondary aid, a kind of a last resort go-to, and if you use them, just be light. And for me, I never like to hit them with both hands. I might set a hand and use the other hand as the cue very softly, but rarely do I go both hands. That traps them and makes them upset. This one hand set, this gives them a little softer feel and is a little more palatable to, hand use. So in general, that's a quick explanation of why I really prefer body first, hand second.